Days of relentless rain have battered China's Shanxi province, sending muddy water surging through cities, towns, and farmland. Roads turned into rivers, hillsides gave way, and daily life came to a sudden stop across large parts of the region. Downtown Yan'an was among the first to flood. Waist-deep water cut through residential blocks, swallowing front yards and storefronts alike. People used buckets to bail out their homes. Small boats and rafts became the only way to reach higher ground. Entire families waited on rooftops for help to arrive. In Wuqi County, emergency crews worked around the clock to clear debris and direct floodwater away from public buildings. Sandbags lined the entrances of schools and hospitals. At the county's main square, the flagpole stood in the middle of a growing pool, the national flag soaked and dragging low in the wind. Transport across the province has been hit hard. Bridges cracked or collapsed. Rural roads vanished under brown floodwater. A major highway section in Jiashui County gave out entirely, with slabs of concrete snapping and sliding down the valley. In many areas, trucks carrying supplies had to turn back or wait for hours. Electricity and water supplies have been disrupted in dozens of towns. Power lines hung low, buzzing faintly before flickering out. Many neighborhoods lost tap water and switched to emergency deliveries. Crews worked to restore basic services, but unstable ground made repairs dangerous and slow. In cities like Baoji and Xi'an, underground malls and subway stations were among the first to go under. Escalators stopped working. Water gushed down stairwells. Shoppers scrambled for exits as lights went out. In some places, parking garages filled like deep bathtubs, trapping dozens of vehicles beneath the surface. Farms across Shanxi have also taken a serious hit. Fields that once held rows of crops are now drowned in silt and standing water. Corn and wheat lie flat under the weight of the flood. Farmers used makeshift ditches to save what they could, but much of the season's harvest may already be lost. Livestock had to be moved quickly. Cattle, goats, and chickens were seen being herded through knee-deep water as barns flooded. Many irrigation systems are damaged beyond quick repair, raising concerns about the long-term impact on food production in the province. Relief teams have been deployed in large numbers. Bulldozers cleared blocked roads, while soldiers delivered drinking water to stranded families. Shelters have opened in schools, mosques, and community centers. Volunteers passed out dry clothes, flashlights, and warm meals.
Mira. ¡Corran por ahí! ¡Corran! ¡Que salió para este lado! No, no, pero eso no es tanto. Es porque se ha tapado, se taponeó por allá. Se puede llevar la pared, ¿viste? Mira, Carlos, mira todo lo que viene para allá. Mira, se llevó toda esa casa, marico.
Tranquilo, papá. Carga al niño. Suelta el bote.
¿Será que nos vamos para allá arriba, Carlos?
No, papi, no.
Mira, mira cómo suena todo eso.
Mira por ahí.
Lo que me dio es una avalancha y se lleve todo eso.
Sí, viene de ahí, nena. Viene de ahí, vamos a subir.
¿Para dónde vamos a subir?
Mira, se llevó toda esa casa.
¿Para dónde vamos a subir?
¿Ah?
Mira, se llevó todo
Nena,
eso.
vamos a subir.
¿Pero
Nena.
para dónde? ¿Para dónde vamos a subir si ya estamos arriba?
Se está cayendo de allá, nena.
Ay, Dios mío, no, sí, es horrible. Ay, Isabel.
Vete para acá, vete para acá. Vamos a verla.
Era para vernos salir. Era para vernos salir, vale, ¿verdad, Carlos? Mira, mi carro se fue.
¿Qué vamos a hacer ahora? Ay, Dios mío, mira, papi. ¡No! ¡No me mates! ¡Ay, no me viene!
Tenemos que salir, chavo, tenemos que salir, tenemos que salir. Tenemos que salir de la casa. Se voló aquí el pajarito, chavo. Se voló el pajarito. Sí, chavo. Chavo, está aquí, estoy aquí arriba, no sé qué hacer, chavo. Chavo, no sé qué hacer, marido. Se lo llevaron todo, weón.
Mira, una bombona de gas explotando, puede explotar. Mi carro se tapó ya.
Sí, vamos aquí arriba, chavo, pero se voló todo, marido. Todo me cae, marido. La otra mano, está arriba, está feo, chavo. Está feo, chavo. Está colapsada, marido. Está colapsada. Esto está colapsada, chavo. Nos vamos a buscar esa pasadita.
Niño, que pare, por favor.
Over July 26th and 27, 2025, intense rainfall brought widespread flooding to northern China, hitting Hebei province and the Beijing municipality especially hard. The relentless downpours triggered red-level alerts, landslides, infrastructure failure, and mass evacuations, marking one of the worst summer flood episodes in recent years. In Hebei province, the worst-hit areas included Baoding and Fuping County, where rainfall exceeded historical records. On July 26th, local weather stations in Fuping recorded an hourly rate of 145 mm, with over 540 mm falling in just 8 hours, more than the annual average. Torrents of water destroyed roads, homes, and fields, cutting off entire villages and forcing over 4,600 residents to evacuate. Officials confirmed 2 deaths and 2 missing persons as of July 27th. Landslides and flash floods complicated rescue efforts as saturated hillsides gave way. Meanwhile, in Beijing, the rural and mountainous Miyun district suffered serious impacts. More than 3,000 people were evacuated from 149 villages after roads collapsed and access was lost to key townships like Fengjiayu. Many areas experienced blackouts and loss of communications. The Miyun Reservoir, Beijing's largest water source, swelled with peak inflows, reaching 6,550 mid-3 per second, prompting emergency discharge operations to protect the dam's integrity. Although central urban Beijing avoided the worst, many suburban districts were affected by waterlogging and traffic disruption. Beijing's Meteorological Bureau issued red alerts for 10 of its 16 districts, warning of geological disasters including landslides and mudslides. Heavy rain was forecast to continue into July 28th, with up to 100 mm expected within 6 hours in Huairu, Pinggu, and Yanqing. Authorities urged residents in mountainous areas to remain vigilant and prepare for emergency evacuation. Rescue teams were mobilized using helicopters, drones, and satellite phones to coordinate relief in cutoff zones. Nationally, the Ministry of Water Resources issued flood warnings across 11 provinces as dozens of rivers breached warning levels. Flood diversion zones, rural lowlands designated for overflow, were activated in Hebei, sacrificing farmland and homes to protect cities. While such measures prevented larger urban disasters, they also triggered renewed concern over the impact on rural communities and long-term agricultural loss. Beijing's Meteorological Bureau issued red alerts for 10 of the city's 16 districts, with geological disaster warnings covering much of the rural and mountainous northern regions. Authorities warned that continued rainfall could bring over 100 millimeters in just 6 hours in districts like Huairu, Pinggu, and Yanqing. Citywide, residents were urged to avoid low-lying areas and report landslide signs. Fortunately, No deaths were reported within Beijing city limits as of July 27th, though damage to infrastructure and homes was widespread. This disaster follows meteorological warnings earlier in the summer that northern China would face elevated flood risks due to abnormal monsoon behavior and global climate patterns. Experts link these increasingly frequent extreme rainfall events to climate change, which has caused unpredictable swings between droughts and flooding in the region. The 2023 floods in Beijing were a stark precedent, and the current event reinforces the city's vulnerability to sudden weather shocks. These floods follow earlier warnings from Chinese meteorologists that northern regions would face heightened flood risks this summer. The increasingly erratic East Asian monsoon, intensified by global warming, has brought sharp fluctuations between drought and downpour. Experts say climate change is increasing the frequency and severity of extreme weather events in China's northern belt, an area not traditionally built to withstand this kind of rainfall. The floods of July 26 to 27 have exposed the limits of infrastructure resilience in both urban and rural zones. While improved warning systems and rapid response helped reduce casualties, the destruction to property, roads, and farmland is severe. As recovery begins, the focus will turn to rebuilding and reinforcing vulnerable areas before the next storm hits. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going.
Nah, ini detik-detik lahar dingin Semeru datang di aliran Kali Lanang. Ini amplitudo sudah naik ya, sudah informasi update sudah ke 25 mm. Ini pada pukul 14.35 dulu. Besar nih. Karena di atas seperti ini, itu gelap banget. Hujan dengan intensitas lebat di sini dulu. Dan di belakangnya juga tambah besar yang di belakang. Itu masih jauh sih, masih belum terpantau di kamera. Besar itu yang di belakang. Waktu makin gelap ini cukup mencekam sih kalau situasinya seperti ini dulu. Karena kita nggak bisa lihat visual yang di atas. Ini kabutnya tebal banget. Semoga sih nggak ada sesuatu yang membahayakan kita semua di sini dulu. Besar banget kalau ini. Itu debitnya terus meningkat, debitnya masih terus meningkat. Hujan juga semakin lebat di sini. aliran. Saat ini mengalami peningkatan debit air di besuk lanang maupun di besuk kobokan atau besuk besar.
Local authorities have urged residents to stay alert. Loudspeakers continue to broadcast flood warnings in town centers. Officials warn that the ground remains soaked and unstable, raising the risk of landslides in the coming days. Several rivers are still running dangerously high. As the rain lets up in some areas, people have started returning home, only to find what's left. Mud-caked floors, broken windows, fridges floating sideways in kitchens. For many, rebuilding will take weeks, if not months. But in the face of soaked streets and scattered belongings, neighbors are lending each other a hand. Shanxi has faced floods before, but not quite like this. The damage runs deep, touching everything from roads and bridges to homes, farms, and schools. The province now turns its focus to recovery, hoping the worst is behind them. But knowing the full toll will take time to understand. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a